Thank you all for joining in today. Today is a special episode. This is 50th episode of free Intune training provided by How to Manage Devices community. And thank you all for the support. I'm really kind of excited, right? Really excited to host 50th episode, right? I I still not believe like we already kind of this is the 50th episode and we already completed going to complete the 50th episode right soon. So yeah, this is something great for me. As I mentioned yesterday, I also learned a lot during these 50 sessions. Intune is always changing, right? So it is always very helpful to have refreshing sessions and great questions from you all, right? So each of your questions encourage me to learn more thing, right? And that will point me to a different thought process, and I that will help me to learn also, right? So thank you all for a great support as always, and I hope this will continue. Okay, so let's get into the technical stuff now. Okay, so let me stop sharing this screen and start sharing the other screen, which is our Intune portal. Hope you can see it, right? Okay, so yesterday we had talked about network boundaries, right? And during the session yesterday, I think we got disconnected from the internet, and there was an issue with the browsing on my device, right? After the restart, I think that happened after the boundary policy got applied, and after the restart of the device, it started working. But some of the sites which we added into the boundary, right? Like this one was added network into the network boundary of Windows Information Protection, right? So that those sites are still not working, okay, on the lock on this device, right? So it says edge policy is blocking it or something like that, right? Okay. Now, when I had the similar issue with one other laptop when I was doing some testing in my corporate environment, right? So this is because I think I know the issue, because this is as you ready joined device. See, there's a group policy blocked. I don't know what group policy is blocking that, right? I'm not able to do lot of stuff over here at the moment. Okay, because this is Azuredi joined, but I logged in with my local user ID. Okay, so probably that is one of the reason this mission device is kind of broken or something like that, right? I don't know, like if you have any kind of this kind of experience in your testing or in your production environment before, right? Let me know in the comments, right? If you have any this similar kind of experience, right? So just going into that right now, let's see what are our network configurations over there, right? So we added lot of stuff. We added protected domain, and we added other stuffs like cloud resources exchange, right? That was one of our scenario, right? So let's try to check that also. Right now we are copying the data from corporate Outlook account, right? The web portal from the web portal and pasting it to the personal notepad, right? And trying to paste it to personal notepad. So now after the boundary addition in the WIP policy, it started working, right? So earlier we were able to copy this data from the corporate mail to the personal notepad. Now we are not able to do that. So boundary settings for that is working. Okay. So that is a good news. As you can see over here, we have added the exchange URLs over there, right? So that is why it is kind of working. Okay. Now we didn't see other stuffs over there, right? There are other options. Network domain, you can add network domain, right? So you can say like, oh, okay, my network domain is this, right? I would say probably HTMD, right? And if you see hover the mouse over here, you can see this is kind of a DNS name and DNS related values like this, right? If you have a requirement of that in your corporate environment, you can do that kind of a setting. And proxy servers, if you have a proxy servers, you can add that and you can enable the settings, right? Enterprise proxy server list, right? That is another setting. And internal proxy servers, you can add that IP ranges, you can add the IP ranges over there, right? So there is an example over there, right? This is the IP range. If you want to add, you can add, right? So let's check what is the IP range. So probably that is also like, we'll say, oh, my, this is blocked, right? I don't know why. CMD, let me know. See, CMD is also blocked. Okay, I don't know what happened on this device, right? So we need to check that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm trying to keep this as it is for now. Okay, and probably I added only one portal over here, so that is endpoint manager endpoint.microsoft.com. I added that portal into the network boundary, so that this will also treat this portal will also be treated as a enterprise portal, and you would be able to upload the applications and files from your OneDrive for business and all, right? That would be helpful for you. And even probably it's worth adding Azure portal also into this boundaries, right? Okay, so that is it from the network boundary side. So as you can see over here, you have all the documentation over here in the Microsoft documentation page. So you can refer to that. Otherwise, as I mentioned yesterday, Joy has a great series of blog posts about WIP. So please refer to that also. So I will link the post into the description of the video. Okay, so you can see like what is the IP4 version, and that is optional settings. Probably we need to provide the other, we need to enter the details of other things like network domain, protected domain, etc., etc., right? Okay, so now what I'm going to show you is, right, for example, if you have, these are default. First thing what I'm going to show you is, this is the default applications which we added, right? These are the default applications which we added. Now if we want to add a kind of new application, right, which is your LOB application, or which is there not there in this particular list, right? For example, Notepad plus plus, right? I have Notepad plus plus on this device, and I want to add Notepad plus plus into this list. How do I do that, right? So you can do it via XML file. How to get that XML file? This is the easiest way to get the XML file. Okay, so what we can do is, this is basically nothing but segpol, right? Local security policy. If you launch that local security policy, then if you go to application control policies, and this is AppLocker policies, right? So if you go to AppLocker policy, there are two options over here. One is executable rules and the other one is packaged application rules. So packaged application rules are basically for store applications, right? So if you right click on the package application rules, and if you say create, and you will say action is allow this particular application, and I will keep this as default, right? And click on select, right? So you need to select one application over here, right? Probably it will come up, and uh, these are the store applications available in this device. So if I want to select paint 3D application, right? If I want to include that, then it will automatically get populated, all the publisher details, package details, package version, right? And you can click create from here. So it will automatically create a XML file, sorry, the policy over here. Now what we can do is, we can right click on this AppLocker node and export this policy into an XML file. Okay, so for example, I'm going to say 3D print, 3D paint, right? So 3D paint is my XML name, and I already created that XML. Right now, once that is created, you can export that from here. Okay, this button over here. Now, if you have non-store applications, the normal MSI or EXE applications, so you need to create a rule from here. Okay, create, sorry, execute thing. Okay, eh, create new rule and click next, allow. Now I need to provide the path. I'm going to select path. Okay, I need to provide a path. Probably I'm going to say program files, right? Files, and it got automatically changed, right? So if I click on files over here, you would be able to see the program files, and notepad is also notepad plus plus also here. So all the other application, if you want to select particularly notepad plus plus, you can select that also, right? Right. So that is also possible, right? So this is also possible. Okay. So say next, right? Or say create, basically, not next, right? So create, and important point is, I think I missed something over there. Give me a sec. Let me try to do it again. Okay, path, and let me try to give uh, entire path rather than notepad plus plus, right? So entire path I have provided. Now let's create. Uh, I normally used to get a confirmation, and it is well documented over here. Now that is missing, so I'm looking into this one. Okay, this dialog box, app locker, click no in the dialog box that appears, right, asking if you want to create the default rules. You must not create default rules for WIP policy. So I don't know why I'm not getting that now. Let me try to delete all these rules. Right. Let me try to delete all these and try again. Okay, create new rule, and next allow path. Okay, program files. Next, I don't know, maybe give me a sec. Let me try to check whether I'm doing it correctly or not. Create path, program files. Okay, fine. And after that, it says exception name. Yeah, exception is not there for us. And the name of the page. Okay, name of the page. Name of the page. I'm not. Exception is not there. Name of the page. I'm going to say notepad plus plus. Right. I'm going to say notepad and okay plus and create. Oh, okay. So this is what I was missing, right? So I was not doing it correctly before, and now I got the this option. So we don't want to create the default rules for WIP, right? We need a specific rule. So we created that rule. Now we are fine for the WIP policies. Right now, what we can do is export this particular policy if you want, right? So as you can see, you can say plus notepad plus, okay, and save. Two rules were exported. So this also came along, right? So this rule also came along into that particular file. Now, once we have the XML, normally I can click on this, okay, because of because of the some policy issue or some issue on this device, probably because of some WIP policy issue, probably this this is blocked now, right? I'm not able to click on this button, right? It is not opening. Let me try to do it from this device, right? Here in this mission, this is Azure AD joint device, and I'm able to open this website also, right? Because I'm logged in with my username, Azure AD username and password, right? Not local username and password. Okay, so I'm going to click on this application, edit, and then try to import it from here. I don't know whether this is going to work or not. No, this is also not working. Okay, so let me try to do something over here. I don't know whether this is going to work here. No, something really wrong happened with this machine, right? With these all missions. Okay, can we run as a different user? Uh, no, I don't think we can run as a different user. Um, I don't know. We can try that. Uh, so that is basically the app locker policy. So if you want to add additional applications into WIP application list, right? Custom applications or LOB applications or other standard application, you can use this import and you can use this app locker policies to do that. Okay. So yesterday we were checking about the context of Edge, and it was showing us personal. Right now, you can see the Edge, Microsoft Edge context, enterprise context got changed to domain. Right, that is our domain. How to manage devices dot on Microsoft.com. Right, that is enlightened application. Okay, and it is permissive. Right, so that is good news. After applying the network boundaries and after adding Microsoft Edge, into our application list over here, right, it started showing us enterprise context. That is good news. So the other thing which I wanted to show you today is the the decryption of the WIP files. Okay, so as you can see over here, if I okay, I don't know whether this is the encrypted file or not. No, this is not encrypted file, it seems. So what I'm going to do is, let me refresh and check what is happening over here. Let me close this office. Let me close this, right? And let me try to open it. This is interesting. I'm not even able to open the notepad. That's really strange. I don't know what is happening with this device. Yeah, let me go to event logs and check. Reconciliation completed for lying store. Okay. A lot of things are happening. Okay, anyways, I will check that out. I will troubleshoot on that. But I wanted to show you like how to kind of decrypt a particular file. For example, if I want to decrypt a file called WIP text. Oh, here, test. Okay, not text. Okay, so uh, so there's a command called Cipher, right? So this is a command to decrypt the WIP policy. So if I say slash question mark over here, this is also not working now. It's really strange. I don't know. Okay. Interesting. So normally, normally what we can do is if you run the cipher command, right? You normally get the command line options for the decryption and encryption, right? So cipher slash d, if I can say, and if you trust me, right? So this is the command to decrypt the files. Okay. So for example, if you have a file and if you want to decrypt that file from a WIP policy, WIP encryption, right? So I don't know if that WIP encryption is the correct word or not. Okay, but encryption, right? If it's an encrypted file because of WIP policy, if you want to decrypt that, you can just use this particular command. Cipher. This is the default tool, or this is by default available in all Windows 10 devices, right? So you can use that to get into the decrypt encrypted file and decrypt it, right? So this is why how we do it normally. So probably let me try uh of WIP. I don't know whether this is going to work or not. Let me try that. Okay, so that is again going to give me that error. Program is blocked by group policy. I don't know which group policy. Probably I screwed up something with the WIP policies. So let me go back to this device and let me try to run a cipher command over here, right? Cipher. So this is the cipher command which I mentioned about. So this is to decrypt the files, right? So for example, see this one, d/d decrypts the files or directories, right? If you provide a directory, so the entire directory will be decrypted, and E is the encryption, for the command for the encryption. So if you want to come out of some, if you have admin access on the device, and if you want to come make any WIP file to a decrypted mode, then probably you can use this one, right? If you want to decrypt it. Okay. Hope that was helpful. Sorry about the trouble in the demo. I need to fix that environment probably. Okay. I'm opening up for the questions now. If you have any questions. Okay, so if you don't have any questions, thank you all for joining in today, and we'll continue on Monday, same time, same place. Have a
Anup, one
great day ahead.
question here.
Yeah.
See, suppose if we set that network perimeter with that IP address range, so is there a way whether we can verify whether that has applied? Like, does it save that IP range in any policy manager registry or somewhere?
Yeah, normally it should be there in the registry. I think I showed this yesterday or day before yesterday. If you go to registry, you would be able to see this network locations, right?
Okay.
Network locations, and you would be able to see IP range somewhere here. This one.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, fine enough. Thanks. Okay.
no worries. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you all again, and see you on Monday. Bye bye.